I would say on the same grain that like we haven't tried to achieve like realism, like pure realism, like Jurassic Park realism. We've tried to create like a hyper realistic retro style, for the overall art. And as a brand, I think that we're going in more of a playful direction, like more like TF2 in tone, than like Counter-Strike, or Evolve. So there's a lot more that we want to do with this game, like some silly stuff, but we didn't want to start there. We wanted to establish the dinosaur theme, to put more dinosaurs in the game, to get more weapons, to give it to give it enough realism, to then do some really wacky stuff that you should expect later this year.
Nice. Now, here's another common question we get, because we do have, Yura is our local Linux player, so he wants to know, do you have any Linux plans?
Would that we could. This is literally a conversation that like I've had with our team of software engineers in the last week or two. It's not the first thing. It's definitely, and there's a lot of I think there's a lot of graphic elements to the game that would be very challenging, that we wouldn't be able to support on Linux, and it might almost be harder for us to like do a Linux port than like another console port, right? But it doesn't mean that we don't care about it. Primal Carnage, fun fact, started the first game on the Unigine engine, which was a Linux supporting engine. So like the first fan base to speak up for our game was the Linux community, and they'll always be loving my art for you guys. So if we can, and like if we suddenly just had a windfall, like everybody loved this game and hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, trust me, I would be like, I know it's 1% of the PC player base, but let's see if we can't make this happen on Linux.
Nice. Hopefully you can do it, because Yura definitely likes to play on Linux, and sometimes it feels like he's getting cut out here.
Well, and there's... Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's lots of opportunities that tie into Linux that, even though they're like low, they're trying to grow, right? So like the Steam OS, it's a Linux-based client. The only games that run on Steam boxes are Linux games. We would love to be running on a Steam box. Bundles, right? Humble Bundle. Like at some point, we'd love to be there, but they're going to look for us to be on Linux. So
yeah.
I like that there are people in the industry trying to drive Linux right now a lot harder. If you're not aware of it, that's happening.
I mean, Linux has been around for a while. I personally have a lot of friends that have used Linux since we were in middle school. It's like, we're talking like Red Hat, and like, I remember running, I think it was Mandrake and Red Hat 10 or something. That's like a long time ago, but it's like, Linux has always been an option. So it just stinks that there's not as much, well, there is support for it now, but back in the day, you couldn't get anything for Linux.
I still, like, my impression is it's still pretty limited, and like, particularly in the sort of AAA, like the AA, AAA tier, that there's maybe less attention. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah, it is. You don't really find a lot, especially AAA for Linux. You find more for Mac now. And I remember when Mac was like, you would ask people, oh, is this going to be for Mac? And they'd just be like, what? Mac? What is that?
Right. I think it's easier to solve the Mac problem, except, if you're playing on like, I don't know, maybe some of the more standard like Mac laptops or whatever, it's just maybe not best suited for for a game like this. But that's an easier thing than Linux. But we'll see what we can do. Another thing, like how we're different than a lot of other games out there, and this is like a passion area, is LAN support, right?
Ah, okay.
LAN support has been something that's been seriously neglected in games for like...
It has a long time. Long time.
And like when one of the first experiences things that I was actively leading within our own company and that I got involved with, I was saying before, was reaching out to all these gaming communities. And, LAN is really important, because if you do a lot of events, like not like could be a few hundred people, or conventions, right? Like 10, 20,000 person conventions, you can't get internet for like less than $100,000. So, if you don't have LAN support in your game can't be played. And I don't understand why like that hasn't been important to more studios when developing their games. Is like, even though it means creating an offline mode that maybe doesn't send back player data or reward them, if people just want to play your game in a tournament, it's a good thing to come up with,
Yeah, definitely. Now, Mass wants to know, can you force APOC and Logan to join you in the next Chicks vs. Dicks event for Primal Carnage?
Uh, well, I can say that if Chicks vs. Dicks goes into Extinction, we might have a better chance of it. But no, they are focused. You have no idea. They do some 7-day-a-week style work, particularly during crunches like now. But if you come to us, we'll go to you.
Ah.
If you build it, we will come.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you build it, they will come. Now, Deadly Hannah, myself being a player from the first original game to the new one, I'm concerned about the current way that the market is. The economy is a good thing, but the way it has been for a while now makes it, well, just a Steam money farmer. How will you be handling that in the future?
I'm not sure that that's a. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things that we're going to be adding to the economy. Like, for instance, I think this is going to be in with this next patch is crafting, right? Crafting is great because, if you're racking up all this loot, but like you're not someone that cares about having 100 different skins, you can still combine all that stuff to make a legendary, right? So if you're a dedicated player, like if you play a ton, you're going to end up with some really, really cool looking skins. There's features that we're going to be adding that allow you to things like name tags, description tags that make more use of the economy. There are things that there are going to be contests that we run. With this next patch, we'll have in-game code support, code redemption support, so we can do things with communities like GamerQuest and all sorts, where we can give you a key of this, a key of that, and have players redeem them in the game, which we can't at the moment. Now, if you're going back to the question, I think that what she's really asking is, I know it appears to a lot of players in the first game that we've neglected the gameplay while focusing on the market stuff. One thing to know, firstly, is we actually have, our company, Circle 5, we work on the gameplay. Pub Games focuses on the economy, so we're not sacrificing anything. We've kind of built that partnership to do that. But you will see a ton of improvements. Really, I would suggest playing this game next week sometime. You'll notice that a lot of the things that you probably think are broken, or could be better, or the first game's better, we've looked at it. Not everything. The Raptor Pounce, it's going to be content update too. If you're a long-time player, you know what I'm saying. But we know it. We're not neglecting it.
Alrighty. Mass says, whose idea was it to get this new irritating pilot?
People have been talking. Oh, I think I know who you are, Mass. I think you're the only person that's been as vocal about this pilot. And I don't know if we'll change that at all. But I will say that we are probably going to be going, because mentioning earlier in the cast, probably re-recording voices for every character, because there's a lot more that we want to do with audio and dialogue. And that's something that I think we'll be trying to weave into this game as we build up to PS4.
Nice. Now, Alien Dinosaur Hunter, he says, Zeke, will humans be able to kill dinosaurs in the next patch for Extinction?
I'm going to guess that what he means is, will it be more balanced? Because humans can kill dinosaurs, right? I think. But yes, the answer is it. We know that when we launched, and this is, a lot of teams go through this, maybe exclusively in early access or in the first few months. We know there's a lack of balance, and that's going to constantly get better. But really what's going to add to maybe also what you're asking is there's going to be more content for humans, right? So in this next patch, there's going to be 3 more weapons and probably 3 to 5 with everyone after that. So, and you're going to really get to experience that when you play the AI mode where you're only humans. And it's really a different experience that is fun because it doesn't feel overpowered because you're not playing another team. You're playing a game that we built for you with dinosaurs, with curated AI dinosaurs.
Gotcha. Now, Alenka, let me see here. It says, well, then, is the quote-unquote main issue you do not want to touch the original Primal Carnage? So I'm guessing, because I saw Alenka speaking in Russian before, so I'm gonna guess that what they're trying to say is you're not going to be working on Primal Carnage, the original per se. That is set to what it is.
Yeah, that I think that's the question too. So, some people know, or some people don't know. The reason that we embarked on Extinction, really, like I said, it started as a recode we were trying to do for the first game. We couldn't. We bumped into issues of that the code base, for the first game was so sort of convoluted, and that comes from having a shifting team of developers and starting off as a project that was completely unfunded. When we tried to add features or even fix features for the first game, we couldn't figure it out. Like when we try, I mean, people talked about patch 1.3 and in the first game, where there's a lot that's broken. I won't go into specifics, but I remember on that patch we tried to add an ability for the Dilo, and somehow in doing so, we broke the ability for land support and then the dedicated server tool. We have no idea. It's like the hip bone's connected to the like ear bone.
God knows what.
So there's just no way to do it, and that's what led to basically making the decision that it would be easier to build the game from scratch than to try to even improve or fix the first game. So unfortunately, Primal Carnage is the first one is where it's at. But here's the good news, right? Is the things that you guys love about the first game, I'd say if you pointed to any one of them, or the majority, you're going to see us try to weave that back into it. Everything from mechanics to improved animations. We're trying to fix the areas that we know are sort of lacking right now, and we're never going to stop trying to fix that. But it's going to be for Extinction because that's what we can fix.
Right. Now, Mass has another question. How afraid are you of Charlotte?
Not afraid. She's kitty cat. No, we've got the Chicks versus Dicks group in here. I don't know how many of them we have, and I loved playing with you guys this weekend. So thanks for tuning into this broadcast.
Cypher says, why was the Trapper's voice replaced? Will you return to the old one from 1.3?
We won't be returning to the voice, and it was like, I have no idea where the original voice actors in the first game are. I don't know if anybody has any idea. And a lot of what we did on the first game, again, came from all over the place. We had no budget, and so like it or hate it, it still wasn't like a unified way of doing things. So right now, if we wanted to add, something like taunts, which is something we kind of want to add to Extinction, we would never be able to have new voices, that fit. So it happened to be it was replaced because I was in Australia for PAX Australia, and one of our team members knew an audio engineer who we did a bunch of recordings because we could. I don't know to what extent we're going to work with that, like if we'll continue to use him for those voices, but we're going to be adding more dialogue for everybody and redoing it for all the characters because we have to.
Alrighty. Now, Mass says Alien Dinosaur Hunter had a very popular joke video about the acro he made with his toy acro. Can you make an exclusive skin of that toy to thank Alien for his word spreading for Primal Carnage?
Maybe. I'm not sure if I've seen that, so I'll have to take a look at that. Someone wants to post it in the chat.
That sounds awesome.
But yeah, I can tell you that just like everything else in the game, it's way easier for us to do stuff like custom skins, and we'll probably do some contests in general moving, the next year every month, where we give people an opportunity to do something and have us reward you with something special.
PC Jurassic, will human animations be improved for Primal Carnage Extinction?
Yes.
Okay.
We've got, in fact, we have the animator that worked on the first game, Mac, who kind of took a break from Primal. He's hopped back on. We've got another animator, Stephanie Roach. She's been doing a great job. The pipeline for animations, which for a while was very much a bottleneck, is getting so much better. So with each patch, I think you're going to see an enormous improvement and expansion of the animations.
Nice. Now, the Deadly Hannah, let me read this. Will you allow the competitive scene of the game to return, as in sponsoring the events, so that I can have that fun that I used to have when the PC members, Primal Carnage members, would go against Cliche, and we would be rewarded with a special skin and a title for a month that we would have to defend. That fun brought me and my friends so much fun and joy, and we have become super close and the most intact clan since 1.3.
And you said that this was Hannah?
Yes, that's from the Deadly Hannah.
It's the Deadly Hannah, firstly. I love you, Deadly Hannah. Thank you. That's like some of the nicest stuff to hear. We're absolutely, we want to support the competitive scene. I can't necessarily get tons of devs as much as actually were there previous. I think it was a lot of QA testers. There might have been more devs. I played in a lot of those games, but I can't take people away from developing the game because that makes it better to spend it like 2 or 3 hours at this point because it's so important to make the game better. But I'm always down to do it, and we have a community manager now, Havoc. You may have seen, who's I think going to be very active in terms of coordinating more stuff. Will we have prizes? Absolutely. I mentioned before, like esport platforms that we want to work with. Like there are a lot of, companies out there that sort of run these tournament hosting softwares, and we want to integrate their stuff so that they can host these things and give them the prizes. And we want to support as many games going on and organize games of this as we can. So if you've got a game and you reach out, like we'll support it.
Nice. Now, Alenka has another question. Wants to know whether you're going to add skins for the Indians.
If you're asking, are we going to make more Pathfinder skins? Probably she's asking this because, like, right now, I think 3 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5 characters have like a second skin, and the Pathfinder who's a Native American doesn't. Yes, we have, with this next patch, we've got, first of all, like small cosmetics, hats, glasses, including stuff for all the characters, and we're going to do our best to try to, as we add like full skins, to balance it out. One thing you should realize, like we only have like 1 or 2 3D artists, so we're starting to work with more outside artists and people that want to help us, and we'll probably make some announcements about that. But to expand how many new assets and new skins and new everything we can put in there for humans, because our dinosaur skin pipeline is like super strong. If you haven't checked out the hundreds of the 100 dinosaur skins in the game.
Yeah, there is a lot of dinosaur skins, but that's cool. I'd like to see more skins for the humans as well. Now, Void has more of a comment, says, love the fact you are doing this interview. It's nice to see them involved in the community, meaning the developers and all that good stuff. And it looks like that was the last comment. There's no more questions. So do you have anything else you want to add?
I would say just again is really this coming month. Stay tuned to our Twitter, Facebook, etc., and our website, because that next patch is coming probably next week, and we've got some really cool contests. We've got some new hardware sponsor, or we got some things that we're going to be announcing in this coming month that'll give our fans a chance to really engage and win some stuff and help us. We really need your help growing the awareness about this brand, because we're indies. We don't have if our game looks awesome and you think that we're like some big studio, we're not. We do what we can. So any help you can give us is really appreciated. And thank you, Chicks vs. Dicks and Jurassic and everybody else that's sort of thrown a question out here to all of us.
So thank you so much for joining us. Awesome Q&A. Again, if you're coming in late or you missed it or you're just coming in now, like I saw my one just popped in, we will have this posted on YouTube so you can catch back up. Go to the forums, check the games out in Steam. I'm sure they have people on the forums that can, answer questions if they don't have a chance to answer them themselves. So go pick up the game. It's super awesome. We're going to do another drawing for the last one, and then we will be running off for a little while, and then I'll be back tonight. So thank you, Aaron. Fantastic interview. Great talking to you. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, and thank everybody on the stream. You guys have a great night.
You too. Again, thank you so much. Be good.
Bye.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Let's go into our event wheel. We've got a lot of people in this drawing, so let's do it. Alright, now remember, you do need to be following, and you need to be in the channel when we draw this, so let's see who our winner is. Artsy. Oh no, I think Artsy's offline. I will give him a minute to get on, but it looks like he's offline. I'll let this... Yep, Artsy is offline. Alright, who's our next winner? We'll re-roll it. Gizmoten. Where's our Gizzy Poo? There you are, Giz. Congrats, Giz. Let's do the spin. Let's see what you've got. Is it just a game, or is it a game in gold? Let's find out. Game and gold. Congrats, Mr. Gizmoten. Let's give you your monies, your money honeys. Let me pop over here. I have the epic Primal Carnage music going on in the background. Had it for the whole interview. It's like epic interview. Epic. Let's go over here. Alright, Giz, that is sent to you via Twitch message. Congratulations, winners. Congrats, congrats, congrats. So, that brings us to the end of our Primal Carnage Extinction special event. We did go a little over, but that's okay. You will definitely see us playing it again, maybe on community nights, or maybe after I finish The Witcher 3, since that's what I'm playing on the regular streams at night right now. Yeah, there's dinos growling, there's epic music playing in the background. So, again, thank you to the developers. This game's awesome. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't gone to their page, go check it out. Buy it. Enjoy it. We'll have some fun with it. Oh, Blackheart was laughing when the dinos were gurgling. They do make some crazy noises. The little guys are so cute. Like the little green chickens. I just want to grab them. So, again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, all the newbies. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you, everybody who came in, participated, had questions for the developer. We appreciate it. I will see you later tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're, again, just coming in at the tail end of this, this will be posted on YouTube by the latest tomorrow. So you will get to see the whole thing, including the whole interview if you missed it. So I will see you all. Be good. Take care. Thanks again. Mwah.